Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Alison, Ingrid, good to see you guys there. Chris, bright and early, always the early birds, catching the worm. Trace, morning, morning, gang. How you going? Good to see you guys. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee chat. Jeff, Jimmy, the regulars rolling in. Awesome to see all of you guys. Wonderful Wednesday, wonderful Wednesday. Hope you're all well. Whatever you're up to this morning, today. Julie, good to see you. Thought I'd talk about the debt reduction plan today. You guys, some of you guys already know, we've been doing the 7 plans, the 7 property wealth plans for property investors. That's the acquisition plan, buying something, buying enough things for you to create your wealth, your lending plan, financing that acquisition plan, your property management plan. Now you own these properties, you've got to manage them well. Your tax minimization plan. Hey, over time, the more money you keep, the better off you're going to be. Debt reduction plan, which we're going to go through today, or the beginnings of it. A financial plan, certainly around the idea, we'll do that tomorrow, around super, insurances and other things in that space. And then a wealth acceleration plan. We'll get onto that maybe next week. So today, the debt reduction plan we're going to get into and talk about the idea of some of our debt that we have as investors, we should pay off ASAP, or at least know which debts to pay off first. All right, so we're going to talk about that today. Bit of a shout out to, we've got Jimmy and Julie and Jay. Jay, how you going, mate? We need to catch up, Jay. Sean, Sharon, morning to you guys. Great to see everyone on. If you're new, many of you guys already know who I am and what we do, but Jason Whitten there is my name. Been property investing 20 years, coaching property investors, maybe just like you, over the last 18 plus as well. And along the way, we've done a few deals, and I reckon we've learned a couple of things. And that's what we get together each morning with a Wealth Coffee chat and share. So if you're new, give us a shout out, say hello. I know there's new members joining our programs all the time, our coaching programs, and there's people getting to see this content because you guys share it, and that's good. It's good to see that. So debt reduction. Tell me right now. There's only one thing that you must do, or there's only one way to reduce debt and reduce debt faster. And tell me what that is, because there's a bit of malarkey about there's secrets to debt reduction and paying your home off faster, but that's a bunch of bullshit. There's no secrets to it. There's only one thing that you're able to pay your home off faster or debts off faster. What is that, team? Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat for me this morning. What is it? There's only one thing that we can do to a debt that we have to pay it off faster. What is that? Most of you guys might have heard me say this of recent times. We did a little finance thing just recently. But what's the one thing? What do we have to do? So pay, boom, Chris, you have to make extra payments. Ladies and gents, listening in, earn more money, yes, Sanjeev, and then you can make an extra payment. There is no other way. Yeah, there's no other way. Yeah, that's it. You got to pay extra on the debt reduction. Win lotto. That's not a bad idea, Sean. Well, make sure you get your lotto cards or whatever. But for me, I reckon I'll stick to a few of these ideas and plans. So there's no secret, team. There is no secret. You must make extra payments. All right? Now, the thing is, where there is some, let's call it an idea, a secret, a strategy, a tactic, where email Deanne. All right, perfect, Jay. Awesome, mate. Where there are things that sometimes we might not know as consumers, as lenders, there are things that we can do, tactics, strategies. Somebody wants to call it a secret, whatever. But there are a number of things that we can do for with our existing world to create extra payments in our life. Okay, so let's go through the list and tell me, and you guys might know, some of you guys might know this, often our loans are created by the lenders and the banks, and what they want from you is to be able to continue to pay that loan for the next 30 years. They don't want you to pay it off faster, and the terms that they set at the loan is pay it off the slowest, so you pay the most interest, and so on. So what's one thing that everyone can do with, let's just quickly talk about this. There's two types of debt. There's tax deductible debt or good debt, and then there's not tax deductible debt or what's called bad debt. Your owner-occupier home, okay, your owner-occupier home is technically a bad debt. It doesn't create any income. It's not tax deductible, okay? Pay down the non-deductible debts first. Boom, that's it, Chris. Some of those debts can be, you know, credit cards, car loans, your home loan, those sorts of debts. So we're talking about these things. But let's talk about our principal place of residence, our PPR. What is one thing that we can do, anyone can do right now here on this call, here on this live this morning, that often your loans aren't set up this way? There's one thing that anyone can do and it's free. Does anyone know the first thing in our 4-step plan here that we can do that you can create an extra payment? Anyone know? It's about the frequency of when you pay your mortgage. Put that in the chat. Often people are set up, interest only, Chris, yep, for sure. That's the next one, but there's one straight away that we can do. Boom, Nintendo, fortnightly, away we go. So make sure it can be weekly or fortnightly. It doesn't matter if it's weekly or fortnightly, but what happens, set your payments up to fortnightly, not monthly, fortnightly or weekly, okay? Okay, and we'll have a look at what that looks like in a second, fortnightly or weekly, as we do it. Now, I've just got something set up here for us all over here. Let's get rid of that. So, if you look at this little thing here, you can see a basic borrowing calculator here. We've got $400,000 borrowed. And if we look at, I'm going to put this on the repayment chart here. Oh, over this way. Sorry, clicking on the wrong button. Here we go. So, there's your mortgage. Hopefully you can see that okay, team. Now, if I just go and change that now to a fortnightly payment, boom. Did you see that? Fortnightly payment, saved you 3 years and, saved you some interest. Okay, so let's go back. We got that to monthly. Now that goes back to 30 years and fortnightly payment goes down to 27 years and saves you a bunch of interest. Okay, so that's pretty easy. That's pretty straightforward for all of us right now sitting on the Zoom this morning. I'll make sure I navigate properly here. Fortnightly or weekly payments. Boom. Anyone can do it. Anybody can do it, okay? Out there. The next two are for you, we have to go and be active. You have to get this done, all right? Most loans are set up as principal and interest, all right? So for me, for you, for many of us, if we can change our principal and interest payments to interest only, that frees up extra cash flow that we can make payments on. Now, especially property investors right now. Many of you might be here on the call listening in, and you might have an owner-occupier property, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 investment properties. Investment properties, especially in the acquisition phase, in the first part of this crew, all right, we've got our acquisitions, 1, 2, 3, an acquisition phase. We talked about this yesterday in the lending plan. Your investment property should be interest only. And the extra money that you would be able to pay, because you can afford it, because the lenders won't give you the loan based on interest only payments anyway, they will put a margin on it. The interest-only payment goes towards debt reduction if you want to. If you're in that space, you've bought the properties that smash the debt down, or to deposit creation, and you put it in an offset account, or worst case scenario, a redraw facility. Principal and interest to interest only. I'm a big fan of making sure you get the most bang for your buck out of all of your debts. It's not time to pay your investment properties down until you've paid off your non-deductible debt. Number one, any non-deductible debt, smash it down. What's the third one? Tell me in the chat right now. If we have a number of other debts potentially, okay, so this frees up cash flow. This makes an extra payment a year, or an extra payment a year. Changing from principal and interest to interest only frees up cash flow, and you can make an extra payment or put it in the offset account or redraw facility. What's another way? If you've got other debts out there, let's say you've got a car loan and a furniture loan and a credit card, and you're a bit tangled up with your debts right now, what can you do? Now this is kind of over here. We need to talk about, that's kind of the offset slash redraw, okay? Using the offset slash redraw. Consolidation, boom. All right, yes, you can negotiate. You know, call your bank, I'm leaving, I've got a better offer, give me a better interest rate, those things for sure. And you can do what's called a debt consolidation. What is a debt consolidation? Smash one debt down at a time. Absolutely, Chris. You can, so that's called a snowball. So you can debt consolidate or snowball debts, okay? And today I'm just going to talk about the debt consolidation, okay? Just quickly. So if we look over here, let's say you've got a home, you've got a loan on it there, and you've got some equity, okay? There's your equity, right? Over here, you've got a credit card that you shouldn't have, and you know, unfortunately, you've got yourself stuck with 40K of credit card debt. I'll do 20K. The average credit card balance is like $20,000. Now that payment, that $20,000 is 19%. Now that minimum payment might be $500 or $600 a month, okay? Or whatever that payment is. So what you can do, this interest over here, call it 4%. That interest over there, call it 19%. You can take some equity from here, wipe the credit card out. Now you're saving 15% interest straight away. The money that you save, you now continue to pay the minimum amount. Don't put that money in your pocket and go, oh, I'm gonna now go on a holiday. No, you're already making that extra payment. Now make that as an extra payment against the non-deductible debt, okay? You got that stuff? Okay, so when we debt consolidate, you've got to continue the payment. You were already making those payments, you'd adjusted your lifestyle to it, debt consolidate, continue the payment. Minimum, what happens, you cannot use those extra payments until minimum. You've paid back into this loan the 20K that you consolidated, okay? Pay that 20K back, and then if you wanted to, you could adjust those payments, okay? It'll pay back faster. There's actually snowball and debt consolidation calculators out there if you want to use them, okay? So just think of that. So an extra payment now, okay? So we debt consolidate in this. So you go, all right, we made an extra payment. We're using an offset account. We've debt consolidated, which is an extra payment. But for most of us, that's great. We're squeezing as much as we can out of the orange, right? So there's a saying, you can't save yourself wealthy, okay? Now you can save yourself into a good financial position every day of the week, but there's only so much scrimping and saving you can do. You have to start earning and creating the other way. And the accelerator, the debt buster, the debt accelerator, for you to make extra payments comes from where? You guys should know this because that's what we do here at Positive, and you guys are into it as well. What's the thing? What is it here with most of our properties, our owner-occupier homes and this sort of stuff, as you go? Yeah, a couple of people are talking about using, 0% credit cards like for 55 days and then paying them off and leaving your money in your offset account or your redraw facility faster. Absolutely, for sure. No problems with that. I find it's very rare I've met a person, no matter what walk of life, it's very rare, team, very rare that people have the financial discipline to sort of pay those credit cards off. So I prefer, my suggestion to you is get off the gear. You're addicted to credit cards and you shouldn't be, and the institutions want you to be. Get off the gear. Only work on your money that you've got when it comes to that stuff. But anyway, if you've got the discipline, they can work extremely well. They can work extremely well. Boom. Alison, Bahan, Jeff, we're all talking about something very similar, is that we create extra payments by using our equity to invest in something, okay? And all of us, we like investment properties, don't we? We like investment properties. How does that work? Just quickly, I'll quickly skip. Oh, sorry team, I'll be back in just a second. I just need to add my microphone. Sorry. All right, back in a moment. How about that now? There we go. I've got it. Is it we on? We on? All right. Sorry team. Yeah, I got a little bit excited and forgot to add my microphone. Let me know if, yeah, you're back. All right, beautiful. So check this out. I've got myself a little property here, 650. It's 103% finance. That means I've used my equity to do all the deposits and the costs and stuff like that. Got my rent, got my costs. You guys know I like brand new. For depreciation, it's the absolute best. 4% interest rate, interest only. I got it financed. Let's get into it, right? So I bought a nice property, and let's have a look at what the cash flow situation would be. Pre-tax cash flow, $2,000 a year. Okay, not setting the world on fire, but better than you paying for it. After tax, all right. This is where Alison was saying PAYG variation. Jeff, get your tax back, smash your principal place of residence down. Look at this, team. $9,041, okay? $9,041. So what do we do with that money now when we are looking at smashing our debt? All right, what do we go about doing? All right, so let's do this. Let's go back to our other little calculator. All right, so we've got a $9,000 positive cash flow property. We'll go back to our other little calculator here and let's put the numbers in. So we're going to go, watch this. We're going to fortnightly, paying our home off sooner. We're going to make some extra repayments on our loan, okay? Where do we do that? On this one, making extra payments. Extra payments, there we go. So we're going to go to fortnightly. Okay, boom. Gonna make that little repayment chart back there. Right, 25. All right, extra repayments now. Okay, we've got some money in an offset account. How much have we got in our offset account? Let's say when we start to use our offset account properly, we will always have a balance of, let's say, $20,000 in our offset account, okay? How does that work? Boom, knocks another year off, okay? Knocks another year off our loan. $20,000 in your offset account knocks a year off your loan. All right, that's fantastic. Love that, all right? But remember, your offset account will grow because any extra payments will be in your offset account. Awesome. All right, now let's do the knockout punch. Let's have a look at this. Remember when we said we're going to this debt consolidate? We had a credit card, and that was, you know, call it $500 a month, $500 a month. Call that $250 a fortnight. Our investment property that we just purchased, that's $350 a fortnight. You add the $250 and the $350 together, $200, $250, $350 together, that's $600 extra a fortnight. Let's watch this. That's just one investment property, and we consolidated and got rid of that credit card and kept making that payment as an extra payment. Now, if that extra payment goes into your offset account or a redraw facility or into the loan, it's the same calculation. But watch this. Extra payment, $600 a fortnight. Boom! Did you guys just see that? Crazy. Your loan went from 26 years now to 13 years. That is one investment property. One investment property. Team, let's do this. Let's buy two investment properties from the equity and smash down our owner-occupied debt. We're now doing the $250, the $350, and let's go. The next one was $300. Now it's $900 a fortnight. Boom. Two investment properties, debt consolidation. You can take your owner-occupied debt fortnightly, and we haven't even changed it to interest only yet. If we wanted to make extra payments into our offset account. There you go. All right. Who likes that idea? Let me know in the chat. You like that? So this is the power of debt reduction. Now, over here, with our little lovely squiggle, I'm going to rub that off. Let's do some understanding here. Okay. In the acquisition phase, let's go back to our main camera scene here. In the acquisition phase, ladies and gents, we are buying our investment properties. All right. Interest only. $5 years for each one of those, and you might even extend it another 5 years if you can get it later on, okay? That's what happens, boom. Over here, the only debt reduction you would do at that stage, if you wanted to, is on your principal place of residence, your PPR, right? Your PPR. And only in acquisition, you put it in the offset or the redraw, okay? Because what are we doing in this phase? We're saving for more deposits. So every time we get another deposit, we buy another property and we say, right, there it is. We've got our 5. We're done. We're done, okay? Then what we can do, once we get to sort of a stage over here, these properties they can transform into a principal and interest payment. And over that next bit, the principal and interest payment will reduce the debt automatically. They will be able to pay for themselves. And your value in your portfolio goes up, your costs go down, and this is where the wealth is created. Okay? That's where the wealth is created, team. Over here, if you don't concentrate and get this done, that will never appear. That will never be created because you get lost in here going, oh, I want to pay my home off, and I want to invest, and I want to take passive income, and I want to retire. I only want to work 2 days a week. No, over here, that's not how it works. You can't do all of the stuff at the same time. It just doesn't work like that, team. You want the lifestyle outcome over here, and you haven't earned it yet. You haven't created it yet. Knuckle down. For some of us, it's going to be 3 to 7 years. Some of us, 5 to 10. Knuckle down. Get this done. This will be a fait accompli if you do it properly. Anyway, there you go. I think shivers. Bit late. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. I need to take my son to school again. Getting excited in that one. All right. So, team, Hardick, I use an online calculator at Adelaide Bank Calculators. Look for Adelaide Bank Calculators, mate, if you want to look at the little paying your home off calculator thing. It's really good. There you go. Anyway, I've got to go. The kids are screaming at me. You guys be awesome. Thanks for joining me for another Wealth Coffee Chat. See you guys tomorrow, and we'll get into the financial plan tomorrow. All right, team. Adios. You're dead right. You're dead right behind.